Hello and welcome to the Nebraska Department of Transportation's public open house for the Highway 75 corridor study from Highway 370 to Interstate 80. We're here today to share what we're studying on Highway 75, specifically safety, traffic, and how the interchanges function together. We're also showing early concepts currently in development for the corridor and its interchanges. Just as importantly, we want to hear from you. What works, what's frustrating, and which trade-offs feel right as we shape future alternatives. No final design, right-of-way, or construction decisions have been determined at this stage. This is an early step focused on listening and learning. Your input will help refine the concepts before any recommendations are developed. Thank you for being here and learning about the study. 2 disclaimers. The first states that NDOT has assumed the Federal Highway Administration's responsibilities for required environmental reviews under federal law. The second states that some of the safety and crash information we've included is confidential and cannot be used in a state or federal court. Now, we'll discuss the study's background and overview. This study looks at roughly 7 miles of Highway 75, stretching from south of Highway 370 up north to Interstate 80. Please note that north is oriented to the right in most of our maps. Within this corridor, we're focusing on the interchanges at Highway 370, Cornhusker Road, Chandler Road, and the Q, L, and F Street interchanges. The study does not include the Interstate 80, Interstate 480, Highway 75 interchange at the north end of the corridor. This corridor has been studied before, more recently with the 2019 Metro Area Travel Improvement Study, or MTIS. This current study builds on past work by using current crash data and 2050 traffic forecasts. MTIS developed long-range, big-picture concepts for future system needs. Now, we're focusing on safety, weaving, ramp spacing, and local access in more detail. MTIS recommended major changes at Q and L and full closure of the F Street interchange. With this study, we're looking at options to improve safety, simplify access, and address spacing. We are exploring options to keep some or all access to the F Street interchange. MTIS did not address pedestrian needs, but this study will evaluate how to prioritize safe crossings. We started by analyzing safety and traffic conditions before developing alternatives to improve spacing and reduce weaving. We'll screen those alternatives using factors like access, impacts, costs, and phasing. This work, along with your input, will help us shape a recommended alternative to carry into environmental review. The recommended alternative will undergo an environmental review that will include evaluating resources such as property impacts, cultural and historic sites, noise, parks and protected lands, wetlands, floodplains, and threatened and endangered species. Since kicking off the study in late 2025, we've met with local agencies and community stakeholders and developed our initial alternatives. We're now gathering public input to identify a recommended alternative, which will undergo environmental review and be presented at an open house in 2027. Next, let's talk about community engagement. The study kicked off with a community survey in November 2025 that received more than 1,400 responses and over 400 map comments. Most responses focused on Q, L, and F streets, as well as Gilmore Avenue and Cornhusker Road, which are key locations where our team is recommending improvements. The survey also highlighted the community's top concerns about the corridor, as shown here. Across our meetings in the community survey, we've heard that people want this stretch of Highway 75 to be more reliable and less stressful to travel on. We also heard a desire for more targeted outreach, concerns about F Street interchange access, and that pedestrian safety is a major concern. With this feedback in mind, we're looking for ways to improve safety on Highway 75 and make it easier to navigate. We're expanding outreach, exploring ways to keep some access at the F Street interchange, and prioritizing pedestrian crossings. We'll also continue engaging with the community, including a booth at the Cinco de Mayo Health Fair on Saturday, May 16th. Next, we'll talk about the study's purpose and need. Highway 75 is a vital road for local businesses, workers, freight, and visitors. Improving safety and reliability within this corridor could improve daily travel, strengthen access to jobs and destinations, and support community reinvestment. It could also boost tourism, events, and long-term regional economic growth. That's why we're studying how to enhance safety and reduce congestion in the study area, handle current and future travel, and improve reliability on Highway 75, fix aging infrastructure so it can meet modern design standards, and improving interchanges so entering and exiting Highway 75 is easier. If nothing changes, we can expect congestion to substantially worsen by 2050, especially on northbound Highway 75. We may see crash patterns that are linked to short weaving and closely spaced ramps. Finally, we can expect travel delays and construction costs to increase as traffic volumes continue to grow. Another major factor driving the need for improvements is crashes. Between 2021 and 2023, there were 1,358 crashes along the corridor. 5 were fatalities, and 27 resulted in serious injuries. 617 of those occurred on local streets, with the remaining 741 on Highway 75. 63% of these crashes happen in just 30% of the corridor, in the area from Gilmore Avenue to south of Interstate 80. With daily traffic volumes across the corridor anticipated to grow by as much as 40% by the year 2050, the chance for crashes will only increase if no improvements are made. Much of Highway 75 was built in the 1970s through the 1990s. While it met standards at that time, many features no longer match modern design guidance, including shoulder width, bridge clearance, curves, sight distance, and ramp spacing. These conditions can affect safety, traffic flow, and long-term maintenance. For example, here is an image of the F Street interchange in 1973, when traffic volumes were lower and closer ramp spacing was acceptable. Today's design standards recommend 1,600 feet between ramps, so drivers have time to safely merge and change lanes. Along Highway 75, traffic volumes have increased and speed limits are higher. The current F Street layout makes it harder for drivers to move to where they need to go, which is why changes are being considered. Let's talk about a few of these elements in detail. Since traffic is moving at higher speeds along Highway 75, vehicles entering or exiting must make quick merging movements called weaving. In the QL-F Street area, ramps are much closer than today's recommendations. Closely spaced ramps impact entering, exiting, and lane changes. This leads to sudden lane changes and stop-and-go traffic. The corridor's shoulders are also outdated. Modern freeways use 12-foot shoulders for emergencies. Older parts of Highway 75 have much narrower shoulders, and emergency vehicles may have trouble getting through. Some bridges along the corridor are lower than minimum standards, and a few have even been hit by large trucks. Other outdated features include the curves and sight distances. Sharper curves can make it hard for drivers to see what's ahead, which can increase sudden braking. Limited sight distance, combined with higher speeds, can result in rear-end or sideswipe crashes. Pavement and bridges from the 70s, 80s, and 90s are reaching the end of their service life. This means more repairs, more closures, and higher costs if they aren't upgraded now. This map displays typical traffic congestion from Highway 75 in 2025. Please note that north is oriented to the right. Traffic conditions are shown using the colors green, yellow, and red in moving dashed patterns to reflect the traffic flow. Fast-moving, widely spaced dashes indicate lighter traffic congestion, and slow-moving, closer spaced dashes show heavier congestion. The map you're seeing now shows future congestion on Highway 75 if no improvements are made. As mentioned previously, daily traffic volumes could increase up to 40% by the year 2050 along Highway 75. As you can see on the slide, the area of heavier congestion has greatly increased for northbound Highway 75, and areas of lighter congestion are anticipated to significantly worsen for southbound Highway 75. Highway 75 is planned to be widened to help reduce traffic congestion for today and in the future. This could include adding 1 or 2 additional lanes in each direction in certain areas, as is generally shown here in red and blue. Now we'll discuss what NDOT is considering for the future of Highway 75. We're considering how to improve and reconfigure interchanges, as well as improving the local roads next to the interchanges. Let's review each portion of the study area, starting south at Highway 370 and ending at F Street. It's important to note that elements of each design alternative may be combined to form the recommended alternative, and that you can see each of these in detail at our map tables after this presentation. For Highway 370, NDOT will maintain the existing interchange layout. We're also considering adding a third lane northbound on Highway 75 through the interchange and adding capacity at Highway 370's ramp intersections. Cornhusker Road has 3 alternatives. The first is a diverging diamond interchange, or DDI. In this alternative, traffic briefly crosses sides to improve safety and make turns easier. Cornhusker Road becomes 6 lanes near the interchange. It also includes a pedestrian path between eastbound and westbound traffic over Highway 75. There's a similar interchange in Omaha at 192nd and West Dodge. Alternative B in this area is a single-point urban interchange, often called a SPUI. In this design, all turns happen at one traffic signal and Cornhusker Road stays 4 lanes. This design increases spacing between intersections to the west and east of Highway 75. It also includes 2 lanes for all left turns and exit ramp right turns. There is a similar interchange in Omaha at 144th and West Dodge. Alternative C for Cornhusker Road is a widened diamond interchange. This upgrades today's diamond layout without replacing it fully by adding turn lanes and capacity. In this alternative, Cornhusker Road becomes 6 lanes near the interchange. The design also includes 2 lanes for all left turns and a southbound exit ramp right turn lane. At Chandler Road, we're maintaining the existing interchange layout and looking at adding capacity at the ramp intersections. This section looks at different interchange options for Q, L, and F Street. Because these designs can be technical and hard to visualize, we're not going into detailed explanations here. For detailed aerial images and location-specific explanations, please visit the map tables after this presentation. Please note that in these maps, north is oriented to the top. At a high level, Alternative A provides full access at Q Street and partial access at L Street with frontage roads between them. Partial access would also be provided at F Street, along with a dedicated turnaround at L Street to provide access to Interstate 480 and Interstate 80. Alternative B would provide full access at Q Street and partial access at L Street. Between Q and L Streets, a southbound freeway access road would be provided west of Highway 75. East of Highway 75, 25th Street would be used to connect between the 2 locations. F Street would have partial access, allowing movements to or from I-80 only. Alternative C provides full access at Q Street and L Street, along with freeway access roads between them. Partial access would be provided at F Street, allowing movements to and from I-80 only. To the south, freeway access roads would also be used to route traffic to or from F Street. Again, the specifics vary and can be difficult to understand without visuals, so the map tables are the best place to explore how each option would work. As we heard from the public survey, pedestrian access is very important to the study area. The alternatives being studied would keep most of the current Highway 75 pedestrian crossings and improve sidewalks and crossings. Any new or rebuilt sidewalks would meet current Americans with Disabilities Act, or ADA, standards. When construction occurs, NDOT will maintain pedestrian access throughout the corridor. So what happens after tonight? We'll use your input on each of the initial alternatives shown tonight to form a recommended alternative. That recommended alternative will then move into environmental review with results shared at a public open house in spring 2027. This study helps identify what should move forward. NDOT anticipates carrying out improvements as several future projects. Because we're still early in the process, cost estimates aren't available yet. Cost information will be presented along with the recommended alternative at the spring 2027 public open house. Any construction would be subject to funding availability. All of the information you just saw on the slides has a corresponding display board in the open house. If you have a question about a specific topic, please look for that board around the room and talk directly with our team. We also encourage you to visit the aerial maps, chat one-on-one with engineers, and speak with NDOT's local partners. Most importantly, please take a moment to share your feedback by filling out a comment form. Thank you for your time and participation.